Hi, I'm Ian with I'm Home Inspections. Today we're going to talk about the most dangerous electrical panel to inspectors. It's a Zinsco model electrical panel. This electrical panel is very popular in houses built in the mid-40s, early 50s. It features where the electrical meter, that would normally be here, sits right above the panel itself. So let's look inside and see what's so dangerous about this panel. Now remember, don't do what I'm about to do to a live panel. This panel has been disconnected from a home. It is not connected to any electricity. It was provided to me by Kenny Berry Electric, and thank you, Kenny. So normally this panel hinges up. However, like most panels from this age, the hinges have long since worn away and fallen off. So again, you have this particular model of Zinsco where the electrical meter sits right above the breakers. Zinsco breakers are easily seen by the very distinctive shape and very distinctive color of the breakers. Now, to get the dead front cover off of this, you unscrew this panel. The screws have been removed. Now, this is called the dead front cover because this is what prevents you from becoming dead. If you open this, you have all the wires back there, and you have sparks and arcs and things that can shock you. So to get the cover off, you would unscrew it, and then you have to lift up from the bottom and pull it out. Now let's look at what makes the Zinsco panel a problem. The problem is these two bus bars back here. The meter supplies to the main breaker, which supplies to the bus bars, which supplies power to the individual breakers. Now, these bus bars corrode, and they have a really bad problem with corrosion. And when they corrode, the breakers stick to the bus bar. Now, the breakers are supposed to trip if they sense too much heat or if they sense any sort of short circuit in the system. But when they corrode to the bus bar, they can't trip. They don't sense heat properly. They don't sense short circuits, and they don't trip because they get just corroded to the bus bar and they get stuck. And then the panel overheats, and that can cause an electrical fire. That is why these panels are considered dangerous. Now, why is this panel considered more dangerous? Now, for that, we're going to take off this top piece that normally would not be able to come off because the meter would hold it into place. Now, in most electrical panels, the meter is connected to the main breaker through two wires, and the wires are insulated, and that's fine. That's great. And this particular model of Zinsco panel, which you can't really tell until you take it apart, it has these two bars that connect the power from the meter to the main breaker. Now, these bars have a lot of power going through them, and you see they're generally uninsulated. So what's the issue? The issue is when you don't have wires and you have these uninsulated bars, when you go to put the panel back on, you have to come in and slip it up. And to get it on there right, you risk the panel touching these bars. And as the front cover touches those bars, then all the voltage from the meter goes through this cover and into the inspector. That's why I tell my guys, just don't even bother taking the dead front cover off this particular model. It's just not worth it. I've had guys shocked on the job from this, and it's just too dangerous at this point because we know we're already going to recommend that the panel be upgraded. Now, the big issue is not just that we're going to recommend the panel be upgraded, but now in 2025, the issue is insurance companies are starting to say we're no longer going to insure homes that have Zinsco panels. So where it used to just be as a home inspector, we recommend you upgrade the panel, but really it's up to you. Now your insurance company is telling you they will not issue an insurance policy without upgrading this panel. So I hope you learned today why this panel is considered the most dangerous panel to home inspectors. This is Ian with I Am Home Inspections, and it's doing inspections that matter for people who care. 818-298-3405.